All right, everybody. It's your boy Magicus here. It's sick last week, so we didn't have a stream. Yeah, I had the flu for like 5 days. That kind of sucked, but it's okay. I'm all right. I feel fine. But yeah, we're playing some Legacy today. All right. Oh, we got Mana Traders giving me my deck. Let's go. All right, we got them. Let's get this set up quick, and then we'll get into this. Come on, anytime now. Perfect. Alright, close. And then we go and add a deck. I will import a file. There we go, fishies. Alright. Perfect. There's our 75 here. So, yeah, like I said, I was sick last week, and I did not feel like pushing myself to try to do a stream while I was still recovering from that, but it's okay. We're going to be fine today. El Barbarous. Yes, we are going to have a great stream, and I have a feeling about it because uh, the last couple events that we played with this list have been very good. So I tested it on MTGO. This list produced a 5-0 run last time we played it, which was great. And then a bit, not this past week, but I believe the week before, I played Legacy, an event at my local game store. They do like a monthly Legacy event, so I went there and I was able to win first place. So that was nice. So another 125 bucks in my pocket. That was kind of cool. Yeah, so the list performed great. Got to test it against Uro piles, the Kappa Cannoneer deck, like Delver, taxes. Yeah, and it had game against all of them. So, I mean, some of the matches were pretty close, but we didn't feel like we were locked out of anything. So that's what I'm aiming for. I want a list that can really feel like it has tools to fight whatever we're up against. I think this deck has that. So, yeah, we have Otawara is I think this is just going to be a staple. Like there might be a time when maybe we only play one of these, but I think two of these is pretty safe to play. I don't want to dip below 10 basic islands, so that's not like the mana base is probably not going to change very much here. All right, here I'll bring it up. We know Contra is always here for the 5-0, dedicated to the cause. But yeah, our colorless mana base, we can't go below like 12 blue sources here, so this gives us 16 blue sources to cast our lords and our trickster, and actually our True-Name too. So yeah, like you can't stretch it more. So like putting Mutavault in here is probably not reasonable, but honestly, the mana base has been fine. Like Wasteland is a much better use of that utility space than Mutavault has been. And very often I found that like Wasteland was doing critical things. Like I had a match where I wastelanded a Dryad Arbor and that let me attack for lethal because he wasn't able to block with it. Or like I wastelanded Death and Taxes and their upkeep, so when they had 4 lands in play, so they couldn't play the 5th land and then hard cast Solitude. And that was also a valuable game winning play. So even against Delver, like forcing Delver to like fetch basics really screws with their mana a lot. And if they play like a volcanic island, like can really slow them down a lot by wastelanding their Volk, and then you have Cursecatcher and Chalice to help block them out and give you enough time to get a board assembled. So if you don't do something to slow them down, like yeah, you're not gonna get True-Name out fast enough. So like the Wasteland is like pretty much everything that I played against. Oh, and against the Cannoneer deck, Wasteland is like absolutely perfect because like they already have like Seed of the Synods that get locked out by Wastelands. Like the Tide Shapers blow up the Urza Sagas, and then basically if you just Wasteland their ancient tombs, they don't really get to have mana sources. You put Chalice on 0 so they can't play any Moxes or anything. Like you have like Null Rods, and yeah, you have a very very interactive list against them. So with Wasteland and Chalice and all the other tools in our sideboard, we've got good game against the Kappa Cannoneer stuff. So yeah, Wasteland definitely makes Cursecatcher better because the less lands they have in play, the more likely that Cursecatcher is to actually counter something relevant. So, and there was one match I played against Cannoneer where I played the Chalice on 0 in turn 1 with I had like Vial and Cursecatcher in my hand and a Chalice, and I decided I'm gonna play the Cursecatcher first, and I think I even had like, yeah, it was the choice between like playing the Vial or the Cursecatcher, and I chose to play the Cursecatcher because then when I played the Chalice, they burned 4 cards to force the Chalice. Like, so what happened? They forced, and then I sacked the Cursecatcher to counter the first force, and then they had to like force again on the Chalice and 0 and go to like 2 cards in their opening hand in order to even have a game. So this is the list I was playing in my recent event, Motown. Yes. So like this is the one that I 5-0'd with, and this is also the same exact 75 I played to victory in my local legacies. So I think that we've demonstrated that there is definitely something to this. But yeah, like Wasteland definitely helps keep Cursecatcher relevant. Like, and it's useful against like even some of the matchups where we naturally struggle, like lands and depths. Wasteland is really good interaction for that. Like you can force them to have like Pithing Needle, because if they don't have the needle, then the Wasteland is just gonna ruin their ability to get Merit Lodge out, because you can actually interrupt their Thespian Stage Dark Depths combo with a Wasteland if you properly time it. So it's protection against Merit Lodge, and one of the important things against that match too, it is protection against Merit Lodge that does not die to Shajari Step, and it does not die to Sylvan Safekeeper. They can't protect it by giving it the creature protection, because you can stop them from, you're targeting a land, and yeah, so there's not a creature for them to protect. So their interaction really comes down to like they have to have Pithing Needle, or otherwise like Wasteland is just going to keep them off of it. And if you can keep them off of Merit Lodge, you actually have a chance in that match. So very helpful against that. And I mean, even against decks like Reanimator, like sometimes just if you can just Wasteland them, like there are land light decks, like they only might have like 14 lands in their deck. So if they play like, a scrub land or something in turn 1 and you Wasteland it, they might not have the mana to actually continue going off. So it's pretty cool on that front. So yeah, it does fix a lot of problems that we have. It's a little bit awkward because, then on like turn 2, you're not playing a 2-drop, but generally, like if you're gonna Wasteland something on turn 1 or 2, that's probably worth more to you than playing one of these dummies, because you need to like make your opponent stumble, because then while they're stumbling, we still have like 20 lands, including 10 basics. Like that's more basic than almost any other deck in this format plays. So like as far as immunity to Wasteland goes, like we are pretty high in the list for that. Like we get to play around both Blood Moon and Wasteland and like back to basics very, very well. So we will unstumble ourselves usually a lot faster than those decks will, especially like if you can stick Chalice in one. They're not going to use those Ponders and Preordains and whatnot to dig themselves out of it either. So it's great. Like the whole thing has synergy with itself, and like yeah, we've split the Tide Shapers and the Cursecatcher, so we have 10 1-drops, so I think that helps a little bit too. I mean, the Tide Shaper I also found was randomly relevant. Like, there was a match where I was able to just beat Death and Taxes because I gave myself Island Walk. So, otherwise, without that, I probably would not have won that game. So yeah, that was good. Yeah, in our sideboard here, like, it's just a lot of, like, the generic stuff that we play. We have Force to bring in against combo matches, Harbinger to bring in against, like, the creatures that we need to worry about, stuff like Delver, stuff like Death and Taxes, even like Maverick, like a lot of decks where you don't necessarily want like Chalice or Force, or like even if Cursecatcher's not great, Harbinger is going to be good to bring in against them. Yeah, Dismember is going to be randomly useful against like a lot of those same creature decks. Then I am choosing to split my graveyard hate between Cage and Relic. It's like this hedges against like Dredge and like Hogak a little bit more, even though like we don't see like a whole lot of Hogak. Cage is still quite fine against Reanimator. They have to find a card to destroy it. Which their best play is usually to entomb for what's it called? Shenanigans. They'll entomb for shenanigans and then dredge it, but it's slow and it gives you time to like find, you know, a backup plan. It's like you just have to find more counter spells or like more you know, like a relic or something, and then that can really pressure them a lot. So, you know, the relic is going to be better against like Uro and Delver. It's a little bit slower against Reanimator, but it's fine because like it actually gets rid of the graveyard. So even if they end up like answering the relic, like they still lose any of the cards they had already put in their graveyard. So against some like yeah, there's other cards like Fairy Macabre is definitely it's definitely a very strong card if you're specifically worried about Reanimator because it gets around Chancellor of the Annex and it's at instant speed and it costs 0 mana. So it's like it doesn't cost you the life either, like Surgical does, and it plays around Chalice in one if you need that. So yeah, Macabre is very good there, and you could justify playing 2 of those in your sideboard if you want to, you know, hedge more in that direction. So totally reasonable. Yeah, we have Null Rods and Hurkyl's Recall, just because there's a lot of those like 8-cast decks floating around, and we need interaction for that. It's very important. Yeah, like there's not really much else to say about it. Like you need some amount of artifact take because Hurkyl's Recall will stop Cannoneer from murdering you for at least 1 turn. Hopefully 2 turns if you can manage it, and Null Rod will definitely slow them down, especially if you can combine it with Chalice of the Void. So, and like all these cards, they really do kind of work together very well. So, yeah, I've enjoyed this list. I think it's done pretty well for me, and we're gonna go and see how well it does today. So, yeah, no matter what, like we've seen that it has you know, a lot of power to it. So, all right, we go play points. Yeah, we can do that. I'm trying to keep Fish alive in Legacy. It's been a while. It's like honestly, Merfolk has not been really great in Legacy for a while, but like I feel like this Wasteland build is I don't think it puts us back to the former glory days, but I mean it gets us back to the realm of at least playable. So, and it's fun. I used Wasteland at the wrong time against Lash. Oh yeah, that takes practice. This hand looks fucking fantastic. We're gonna keep this. Because we can just get our Cursecatcher into Chalice going on, and then we can just like go into True-Name Nemesis. Like we are probably doing really well here. If this is a match where Chalice is good, then we're set. But we're definitely keeping this. And then pretty much any blue card that we draw can just be used to feed Force of Will if we need to. So I really like to try to keep True-Name. True-Name really pairs well with the Chalice. So, well, here's the thing. Like, for a long time, Chalice of the Void actually wasn't main deckable, and it was, like, largely to do with, like, Prismatic Ending. The thing that makes Chalice a lot better now is because of, like, Kappa Cannoneer and even, like, the Narset, like, deck. There's a lot of like these artifact decks that are just playing lots of 0 drops. That playing Chalice on 0 is actually really good in a lot of matches. That's the thing I think that tips it over so that Chalice is actually playable again. So if like Cannoneer didn't exist, then I might not play Chalice. I don't know. It's possible, but it definitely helps. Okay, we don't really know what they're doing yet, but this is fine. Okay, and that's a blue card Defeater Force. That's exactly what we want. So they're going to know what's up here, but we're going to play this anyway. The Boogeyman is always Delver. I mean, there was a point where it was like, for a long time, the Boogeyman was actually kind of Miracles, but Delver has always been either like number 1 or number 2. Like Delver versus Miracles has been like a rivalry for a long time. But thing is, like, then Sensei's Divining Top got banned, so Miracles got a lot worse. And then the Delver decks just continued to get really strong cards. And so now instead of being 3 colors, you can get the same amount of power in just red-blue. So they have much stronger red threats to back it up. For a while they had Dreadhorde Arcanist. So this definitely is a combo deck of some sort. Is Burn relevant in Legacy? It can be, for sure. I think, like, this sucks, but I think I have to, like, let this resolve. I want to say this might be Doomsday. It's hard to tell, but I don't think they're blocking this Cursecatcher, so I'm going to attack with it. Yeah, I think this is fine. Yeah, there's no way they're blocking with this thing. But, like, Burn is a fine deck, so... We got our Chalice out before they could counter it with this thing, which is nice. So it turns off a lot of the cantrips, so... I'm sure it will attack here. No? Why is this not attacking? Like, that doesn't seem right. Okay, well... I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to probably Wasteland this Underground Sea and play, like, Master of the Pearl Trident. So again, like, we can afford to. We just have to screw with their mana a little bit, that's all. Or the other option is I could play, like, Trickster on this thing. So it can't sacrifice at the appropriate time. They're on 4 cards here. I think that I'm definitely blowing up this Underground Sea. Okay, I'm going to play Master first. I'll save Trickster for next turn. They still have the snow-covered island, so we still have Island Walk, which is nice. If they get, like, another Underground Sea with this thing, I have another Wasteland, so... We might be in the territory where True-Name is actually what gets pitched here. No, it's close. Okay. They are getting Spacek Swamp. Okay, that makes sense. Play Misty. Knight's Whisper. Okay. They can't really play anything else here, so... And if it is Doomsday, they can't actually play it next turn. I think I'm just supposed to attack with everything. Because again, I don't think they're gonna block the Master of the Pearl Trident. It would kind of defeat the purpose for them to do that. Okay, you know what? If they want to do that, that's fine. That will soak up their entire turn. So, means we're not going to lose to that in one turn. So, I think here I just play True-Name Nemesis. Yeah. And then ideally next turn, if we could draw another blue card, then that does give us the ability to like trickster this thing and then force something. Like them returning this hermit is not really that bad. They might get... Oh, you know what? No, maybe... I did not calculate something, because if they have, like... They could bring this back and, like, ritual into a doomsday or something. That could actually be dangerous. Okay. Okay, that's great. Now we have this online. They're at 7. That's a good number for us. If they want to use the Misty, they have to go to 6, which is even better. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. Because now if they bring back, like, Hermit, I can just, like, flash in Trickster and then target it with that, so... And then that turns off the line of, like, Ritual into Doomsday, and... But even if they do that, they're still probably just dead to True-Name Nemesis, because they're going to go to 3, so... Okay, if they have no removal here, then they just lose to this, don't they? Alright, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick look at it, just to make sure that this is the deck that I think it is. I am reasonably sure that's what it was, but I want to make sure. Um, uh, yeah, okay, it definitely is Doomsday. I thought so. So they do have like Murktide region as like a backup plan. They can bring in Plague Engineer as well, but they might have like 1 or 2 of those. But I mean, in general, this looks like a match where we should do pretty well. Probably True-Name is probably not that necessary. Is there anything else here that I'd rather like? Because they do have like Murktide, so Harbinger's probably fine. I think we just like a lot of this stuff is we just keep this. Maybe get rid of like a Silvergill just because of the engineers. Or I mean, get it like I guess we could get rid of Borrower too. Borrower seems like it's fine. Alright, I'll run it like this. I feel like this is not a terrible matchup for us. Interesting. They're keeping 7 cards. I'm gonna keep 7. It is possible that Days could be a thing because they do this list does play Days in it. Alright. But we'll just, yeah, that's fine, because that means the Chalice is more likely to resolve. Chalice in 1 does hurt them a fair bit. And, like, we draw 1 island so we can play Silvergill, and then maybe we can get the other island for this. I'm willing to give this a gamble. Because this does slow them down a fair bit. Okay. They're going to have to get a lot of basics. So maybe we'll see days here. I think we can play that. Nope, okay, that's fine. So I also have Spell Pierces, so those get turned off too. This is Plague Engineer, maybe? I mean, it definitely could be. Spellseeker, alright. Can't do anything about Spellseeker. They got Tainted Pact. Okay, so that's one of the ways they have of getting rid of their entire deck. Tainted Pact is a 2-mana card. However, we do have Force of Negation, so hopefully that will be of use to us here. There was a great draw here because now if they try to go for a win with like Tainted Pact, we can force it. Okay. And yeah, we're not doing anything else. I don't think they have anything relevant in 0. So we just pass. Hopefully draw the... Well, actually, I don't know if drawing an island here is really going to matter. Because we might need to hold this in our hand for force. So... Yeah, alright. We're a little bit slowed ourselves by not having that extra blue mana, but same time, we might be able to just get this Chalice on 2, and that will, like, really hurt them. Because we can still place things with the Cavern of Souls. Okay. That turns off Tainted Pact. So if they have something, they probably have to counter this. And we're not in any hurry to attack with Silvergill. I think now we can wait until we get an island. I can't blow up the swamp. It's a basic swamp. They have all basics here. And this is almost definitely getting a basic swamp. So they're playing around Wasteland. But that's fine because it means their mana's more clunky. Oh, they just give up to Chalice and 2. They're like, nope, there's no fucking way. Can't do it. They have like no answer in their deck. That's really interesting. Like, they didn't even want to try to like wait to find the Cavern of Souls. They were like, it's, or you know what? Maybe they just didn't have a way to get rid of their deck then, right? No, they still have Doomsday, right? They should still be able to make like a Doomsday pile where they could cast Doomsday and then just like draw into Cavern of Souls plus Oracle. That would have worked, if unless for some reason they don't have like Cavern, so I guess that's possible. They just figured out, or maybe they just figured like the chances that they were gonna win were just like so abysmally low that it wasn't worth the time to try to dig for it. So they might be like, well, maybe this is a less than 1%, so just fuck it, concede. I don't. Without knowing what their exact list looked like, I feel like they probably weren't 100% dead to that, but maybe like 95 to 98% dead. I would love to be in the play. This hand's fine. We can absolutely keep this. I'm gonna play the Tide Shaper in turn 1. They have like Urza's Saga, I can always Wasteland it. But I think here we're probably just looking to curve out. This might not be a blue deck, so... Okay, they play Basic Mountain, so maybe this is Delver. Oh, fuck. Lotus Petal? Probably Sneak Attack. Excuse me. Okay. Well, that was a fucking fantastic draw here, then. Let's attack with our Tide Shaper. I think it depends on your hand. Like, we have a hand where the best chance of us winning is probably being aggressive here. Like, we're not protecting Tide Shaper from, like, Swords to Plowshares or anything with, like, Chalice, so I think it's better to play it as a beater and just hope. So I think here we just play Silvergill Adept. We have Force. They don't know about the Force, but... Oh, that's good. Now that means True-Name can come down and be uncounterable. But if they just try to go for, like, Show and Tell, then I can deal with it. Wasteland, I can take care of that thing, too. Yeah, I think that we're probably just playing Wasteland on that thing, so... They don't have Daze, so I guess... There's a possibility of, like, Red Elemental Blast or something. Just deal with this before anything bad happens. They just make the mana in response just for safety, but... This looks like this is going well. This could be like Red Prison as well. And if it, like, Red Prison we're actually really good against too. It's like if they just play like Chandra or something here, I think we're pretty safe to like Fury. We're definitely countering Fury. So they could have Ensnaring Bridge, I guess. I'm trying to think, like, do I want to play... I think that I'm supposed to keep the Borrower here. Just in case... Like, this has more relevant things that it can bounce, so... Okay, well... Yeah, you are still giving me money. Alright, well, they can kill off my whole board right now. That Fury... Like, having the Pyroblast really hurt, so... Alright, I mean, it kind of sucks to lose all the creatures here. But they 3 for 3'd me here. Got rid of Twin Shot Sniper. Okay, so that's interesting. It's a channel, so like we can't even counter stuff with it. See, look, they had the bridge, so keeping the Borrower did matter. Okay, well, you are not going to be casting spells. We're fucking Painter, sir. Okay, that makes more sense. So we're actually in a lot more trouble right now. I believe the Grindstone cost 1. So we want to play Chalice in 1 to turn that off so we don't die? Yeah. Okay, well, so Chalice was a good draw here. Alright, Merfolk, I guess. Okay, well, we just have to get a... We have to... Yeah, it does turn off the blasts, which is nice. So they don't have another... Oh, they're going to get at least 1 token off of this. That sucks. But I have the Borrower for the bridge, so that's cool. I need, like, another threat. That is exactly what I needed. That's perfect. So they're going to get to make 2 constructs here. The construct can't actually attack, though, so... Where is that? Oh fuck, you're right. They have, you know what? You are right because I forgot the fucking saga puts things into play underneath the chalice. Yeah, they do. Yeah. You're right. Like, yeah, that's true. I guess what I could bounce like I could bounce the painter, but I guess they would just replay it, and then I would still be in a bad position. But at least I wouldn't be dead. But no, I guess what I had to like blow up Saga somehow that turn. It's like the bouncing this, I guess, is not really like helping that much. They would still have. Wait, yeah, they huh? What are they doing? Are they searching for something? They search for Lotus Petal? What? I don't understand. Okay, I guess they just want to play. They have it. Well, they might. Maybe they only have one copy of it and it's in their hand or something. Ooh, that's not good. I don't think this interacts with this either. Yeah. I don't know why like they didn't just try to win there. Goblin Engineer. That's that doesn't look good. Um. Okay. I can't really stop that. No, I don't think because of the way layers work, I don't think Trickster's gonna actually turn this off. Because it'll turn everything red first and then Trickster will remove its ability. Mm-hmm. Are they getting LED? I don't understand. Like, why are they not getting Grindstone? Do they not have it, or do they have to get it with Karn? Whatever. If they're gonna give us a chance, then I guess we're gonna do it. They just tick up Karn here. I don't know. I don't have an explanation for this. I think here what I'm supposed to do is just play True-Name Nemesis and just hope that they don't like get grind or the thing. So I don't know. They've screwed up several times already, so because then if I do this, then like I can theoretically like bounce Karn and then at least kill it, or I can bounce the bridge and kill Karn. I don't know. I feel like I should already be dead by now, but I don't know why they haven't killed me. Okay, now he's looking for the grindstone. All right. Hmm. I don't understand what's happening here, but I guess I can just keep the borrower up in response to this thing, right? Playing the vial doesn't really do anything because Karn is in play, but all right. We'll have to see what happens. If he just goes for it, maybe I can just bounce it and hope that I can find a way out of this. Because I don't think bouncing bridge does anything right now, because he can still use like the engineer to sack bridge to get the Lion's Eye Diamond to activate this thing. So, but we're not dead yet. But if we actually wait for him to make this exact move, well, that's exactly correct. They might sacrifice the bridge to get the LED for the grindstone. So, and if they sack the bridge, then at least I can get an attack in. So. I don't know what they're doing. This doesn't really make sense to me. Like, they could activate this thing at any time now, right? Okay, sure. All right, they could have done that way sooner, so I don't understand. But you know what? We have cards for this. We have Hurkyl's Recalls and we have Null Rods, which are helpful. Actually, Dismember seems like it might help too, or Force of Negation. Like, we have a lot of good cards for this. I don't think we want Cursecatcher. Tide Shaper actually is good because they have sagas. Um, Chalice on 1 is actually helpful, so I think I'm inclined to keep that. I need the Borrowers. Force of Negation over Dismember. Yeah, it does counter Karn, and like Karn is like the worst thing that they can do to us. Probably it's got to be either like Silvergill or True-Name Nemesis that comes out here, and I think that it's True-Name, because they can't blow these up. This is a match where we want to just well, I'm gonna think about it. Yeah, I think it's close, but I think True-Name is the one that has to come out. This keeps us on 20 creatures, which means Vial doesn't have to ever tick up past 2. And it's also like easier for us to play 2 spells in 1 turn this way. Yeah, I could bring in Dismember, but I feel like this is probably fine the way it is. It's a little bit rough. This is fine. We'll keep this. We're gonna go for that Chalice in 1. We can Vial in Silvergill, that'll be fine. Merfolk. So turn off a lot of important stuff. So no Pyroblasts, no Grindstone. Okay, there's a Saga. If I find Wasteland, I'm definitely killing it. I can't do anything about that. That is a way for them to get the Grindstone and play through Chalice, but we do have Recall. Oh, they're going to get the Servant and play this way. Alright, so I guess their plan is to get Grindstone and play through the Saga, and then get the Servant and play that way, so that makes sense. Alright, so we have a couple ways to get rid of this if we can draw them. It is absolutely worth filing in Silvergill right now. There's not much they can do this turn. So I think I'm okay to just play Master of the Pearl Trident here. And I'm going to play the Otawara because there might be a... If I draw another land, then I have both Recall and Borrower up, which could matter. They do need another land to actually make an artifact with this thing. Okay, well, they can sack the Furnace now, I guess. That's sort of okay. I'm protected from Pyroblast at the moment because of the Chalice. So I could just, like, attack with both of these things, and then if they block, then that's fine. But I'm very likely using this Hurkyl's Recall in this upcoming turn. Because in theory, I might be able to bounce the Servant, the Grindstone, and potentially a Construct token, depending on how late. I don't think... maybe not the token. Okay. What are they going to do here? Like, block? Whatever. This is okay. Okay, I guess I just put the other Lord in right now. There we go. Construct dies, they take 4 damage. And I am not dead at the moment because if they ever activate Grindstone, I can recall everything. So I don't... Alright. So they have the Grindstone here, that's fine. So I can bounce it, and then it doesn't come back down because of Chalice. They need 3 mana for this, so... If they don't do anything, then I think just Trickster on this is fine, right? Okay, another Engineer. So they put a bridge in the graveyard. Okay. There's a City of Traders. Okay, I don't see how this is winning for them yet. Do I have them dead? It's close. Alright, I gotta think about this. I could Trickster one Engineer and then bounce the other one and then... No, this doesn't quite work. This thing cannot tap and sacrifice. I do have to be careful because if I use the recall right now on this thing, they can just play it into the Chalice to get it back with the Engineer. So, what do I do here? It doesn't quite kill them yet, but I think that I need to Trickster something. 4 cards. I think I tap the Apprentice. Right? Because right now I have 8. I only have 14 damage. Alright, land would not be unwelcome. That's not bad either, actually. If they just don't block, then that's fine. But I think we're still okay. Alright, let's see how they do this. They have 1 Engineer activation, and I'm pretty sure that we can beat pretty much every sequence here. Okay. So if they're going to get back the Painter Servant, I don't think that matters. Alright. Opponent, what are you going to do here? I'm reasonably sure that we can beat whatever their decision is, but we need to know what it is. The question is, can we beat it with just the Borrower, or do we need the recall as well? Because there is definitely an argument for only using the Borrower if we can, just so we don't have to show them cards. Okay, so they're going to return Servant here. I think I just Brazen Borrower this thing. I don't need to show them the Hurkyl's recall. Because they can't, like, put this in play and activate it again, so... There we go. I think that was important, because we didn't tell them we had Hurkyl's recall, so now that's not something they are necessarily going to play around. It was close, though. Definitely that Chalice in 1 probably helped a lot, because we did turn off, like, all the Pyroblasts, which could have been really devastating otherwise. But I think, yeah, alright, we just kind of need to do that again. That's all. You know what? No, I was gonna say, like, maybe Relic is not the worst, but we are still playing with Chalice. Yeah, I don't know, that's difficult to say. Like, we can't bring in too much hate, or otherwise we don't have a good enough aggro plan. So definitely something like Null Rod is very strong if we can keep that in play and protect it. It's not bad. If we get the land, we get the Chalice in line. Otherwise, we have the Vials. I'm going to keep this. If they just play the Grindstone. Okay, that's good. So we will get the Chalice out on one, and hopefully that will be enough. So I need the Lord so I can actually attack them. I can't really afford to pitch this right now. All right. Fucking have another Grindstone. Of course. All right. Well, that's not terrible. It's unlikely that they're gonna... Unless their hand is exactly Painter plus LED, I think we're fine. So we will have the Hurkyl's Recall to bounce this thing before they can activate it. Recruiter, okay, so they are going to have the Painter. But our Recall is now protected from them just playing Painter, so... That's good. Yeah, I think here's where it's dangerous. So if they top deck the LED, then I'm dead. So I don't need. I'm gonna play around that by not playing the Lord here. Keep up the 2 mana for recall. This is the most dangerous game we are playing right now. Here's the Servant. So that's okay. They don't have the 3 up right now, so we can let that happen. And we can always do this in response to them activating the Grindstone. They choose white. Interesting. Okay. All right. Keep this back for right now. Well, that's very good. Null Rod does turn off the Grindstone, so... I think I'm gonna play the Null Rod right now. If I'm gonna play it, I need to put the Master in play first. Because it'll turn off my Aether Vial. This does mean that Grindstone can't kill us, and it turns off their Furnace. Because keeping the recall back helps in case they find Ensnaring Bridge. So we might need it to bounce that at some point. If they play like Land Bridge, then we have a way to like push past it. That kills off one of my lords. Which does kind of suck. It's also worth noting, because of the Great Furnace being an artifact, we were not in danger of them. Well, you know what? I lied. We could have. I guess if they played like City of Traders, we could have been in danger of them playing Karn, ticking up a Null Rod, and then oh fuck! Alright, they killed off all my creatures. All right, well that's how this is. They're only down. They're down to 2 cards, so. All right. Well, we need something. It's not really a thing. All right. So, because you know what? Now that I think Karn like ticking up on Null Rod, and then that might let them use Fury to kill it, so that would be dangerous. Goblin Engineer, I think I have to let that resolve, right? So they're gonna probably get Ensnaring Bridge with this. They're getting Brea's Apprentice. They can't actually. Oh no, I guess they can. They can sack like the Furnace. It's not a bad plan. But I can't afford to use Force of Will on this thing right now. I need the recall in my hand. Okay, well, I guess we are just playing this on Merfolk. We need to draw creatures. That's where we're at. This will make a 1/1, so. Alright, well, we've got some time. That's actually kind of helpful. Yeah, the Furnace is probably getting sacrificed here. So this gets to make a Thopter token. So that's a 2/3, but so yeah, so we're taking 3 a turn that we can't block, but at least these 2 really can't attack. This can't be brought back, so the Engineer's not doing anything right now. That's also not doing anything because of Null Rod. So honestly, if we find like a Lord, we might be in okay shape here. No, that can't attack. I mean, it can, but it's not going to do anything. This has flying. Yeah, okay. I think even a Trickster would be okay. Well, this puts us closer to hard casting Force as well. I can't attack through this through these, so. All right. I mean, at some point, like, if I need to, I can bounce the Thopter token. But I think I can afford to take a couple hits. Okay, there's City of Traders. There's Karn. It kind of sucks. Um, that yeah, fuck. Maybe I had to just counter Karn with this Force of Will. I mean, the Chalice is gonna go away. could get Ensnaring Bridge at any time. I gotta be careful about this Null Rod. If I don't do this now, I might not get the opportunity to. They're... Because, yeah, they're gonna have Pyroblast online. I don't know what I can do about that. Like, bouncing everything right now doesn't really help. The one option I do have is bouncing my own stuff back to my hand. Because they don't have the mana for this. So maybe that is the way to go. Well, it doesn't help because they still have 4 mana to just replay, like, the stuff that they need. The Null Rod is what's really saving me now. I can't deal with this Karn. Like, yeah, okay, these get bounced, like, this gets bounced. They just replay, like, these. Like, it's not that big a deal. They'll still have Engineer to block here, like, I think that I need to keep this for when they have, like, Ensnaring Bridge. The Null Rod is really the important thing I have to try to protect. They do have 2 cards. What do you mean it wasn't countered? They used Karn to kill it. They just upticked Karn, that's all. Which was a really good play, but there was not a whole lot I could do about that. Like, I guess here if they use Karn to get like bridge, I could force it, but it still doesn't help because of the engineer, so why didn't I counter Karn? Because I didn't want to pitch my Hurkyl's recall. I don't know, maybe I could have. I think this card is I don't know, they do have options of things to do with Karn right now, which are a little bit scary. I don't know. It's difficult to say whether it was worth countering it or not. I'd have to lose the recall for it. I don't know. Maybe that was fine. Maybe I should have. Alright, well. What are they gonna... I assume they get, like, Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, it kind of is. Unlicensed Hearse. Okay. That's actually not that bad. It's another thing that, like, the recall can just bounce. Fuck, come on, drawing Vial was not helpful. I needed to draw, like, a Lord here. They sacked that to get the Great Furnace. Okay, but they can't use the Great Furnace, so I don't know what that actually accomplished. Oh, they want to change it to blue. Okay, I see. Um, Interestingly enough, it means now I can use Force of Will with pitching the Aether Vial. Okay. Yeah, that's a good attack. I guess they want to be sure if I play another Chalice, they can actually counter it. Okay, sure. That's a 2/2. All right. I mean, the Wasteland doesn't really help. Okay, they Pyroblasted the Null Rod here. Wait, why didn't I get a chance to respond to that? I should have been able to force that. I don't think I pressed F6. That is BS. I definitely would have countered that with Force of Will. Why didn't it let me do that? Okay, well, this is definitely where I do this. All right, well, we're still alive because of it, I guess, so. Um, I guess we attack Karn. And when they replay the Grindstone, we Force of Negate it. I guess I could have played the Vial here, but it doesn't really matter because there's Karn. We already have we have a Vial and two, so. We are flooding out a little bit here, which kind of sucks, but they have. Why did you not attack? Oh fuck. What are you getting back with this? You have nothing. You have a great furnace. It doesn't really do anything. Okay, well. Um I actually sure, we'll play this Vial. They're getting another Grindstone. Fuck. I can't deal with it. I have no answers to it. I guess see we're gonna watch Trickster fail to deal with this thing, so it won't actually stop it from working. This is educational because this is not going to actually do what we need it to do. See, look, everything is still blue. We got it. We're dead. We kind of ran out of gas there pretty quickly, and like that, like we ended with a lot of mana sources in play. Like, I don't know. Maybe we're supposed to counter Karn. That might have been that. Maybe that was correct. Even if it meant like force pitching the Hurkyl's Recall, that could have been okay, I guess. All right, that one's. I don't know. Looking back, maybe I was supposed to. I just. It's difficult. All right. Thank you too. Oh my god! I just realized I'm on the wrong screen here. We should be on this one because we want it. We want the screen to be bigger. I have to mulligan. I only have one land. This is much better. We'll keep this. And I will get rid of... I think I'm getting rid of... Not knowing what we're up against here, I'm going to get rid of, I think, a Lord of Atlantis. Because this Cursecatcher might matter. Okay, we're up against probably the Kappa Cannoneer deck. Or this could be like 8... Or the... What the Days and Doing one, which Cursecatcher might matter for, so... Alright, look. You do what you're doing. They have 3 mana sources, so if they have like Days and Doing, they could just cast it here. The thing that sucks though is they might have like Narset. This is definitely where we'd want like Chalice and 0 for sure. Okay, what's your last card? Oh, it's Cannoneer. Fuck. Alright. We're probably dead because I don't think we can realistically beat a turn 2 Cannoneer. Where were you last turn when I needed you? Okay. Thing's gonna crack us for probably 5. Maybe 6. Yep, there's 6. I guess I could have forced it just so I could, but like it's still very poor. I don't know. Like it's very difficult to beat this in turn 2. I don't feel like we're going to. All right. So they're gonna have 3 cards here. The chances that they won't be able to play something are just like tiny. Okay. Merfolk. So attack for 5. How many? We might only be able to get hit with this like one more time. All right. There's no island walk, but they're probably not blocking anyway. All right. So I play True-Name here. That adds another 4 power. So then they attack with this. Presumably they probably can't deal 14 with this turn, so it means that we'll be able to crack in how much here? So 9, 11. And if we draw a Lord, that could be lethal. All right. Okay. So I think that we just want to draw Lord this turn. Just hope that we don't die right now and hope that we draw a Lord, because if we do, then we probably win. But if we don't, we probably lose, so there's that. Okay. There. Alright, so we're getting hit with this thing. Alright, well, now they have Psy here, so now we're probably fucked. Alright. So, realistically, I don't think we're getting through that. Yeah, we're dead. Like, I needed them not to have Psy. That's pretty much the thing. Yeah, as I expected, we're probably gonna, we were gonna die to this in 2 turns, so. Like, keeping Force up for Psy really wasn't winning, because then we had no chance of winning this turn. Alright, we're dead. Well, okay. Is there some chance that we're not... Any possible chance? They don't draw anything? They're going to attack us for 2, so we have to have at least 2 blockers here. And they have Aether Spellbomb, so we can only attack with 1 thing, realistically. So that means we probably have to attack with True-Name Nemesis. So they will Spellbomb the Cursecatcher. I'm just thinking, like, if they draw, like, say... If they draw, like... Now, even drawing Otawara still probably is enough. Maybe. Okay. Just, what if they draw, like, Island? Maybe. Because then we could potentially block. And then, like, I don't know, throw Cursecatcher in front of this and then, like, block. Well, we're going to have to throw 1 thing away to that, so. Because the Spellbomb can bounce something, so. Alright. Maybe if like, the top, like, 3 cards of their deck are just, like, all dead, then potentially there's hope. The only thing that can actually get through right now is True-Name, so. Alright. As soon as they play an artifact, we lose. That's all. So what are they going to do? Sack? They might just sack this in the hopes of drawing something. Or they sack those 2. Alright, that's fair. 2 mana sources, so what do you got? Artifact? Maybe they'll sack. Maybe they didn't find it. Alright, maybe. Alright, that's an artifact. We lose. Like, we were close. Like, given that they had turn 2 Cannoneer, like, we were still, like, way closer to winning that than we probably should have been, so. But Cannoneer on turn 2 is just fucking insane. That's why we have so many hate cards here. Alright, I need Dismember for, like, Sai and Tameshi. We need the Recalls and the Null Rods. The Cursecatcher, I think I did keep that in last time. What did I take out? I gotta keep in Force of Will because I have to try to counter the Cannoneer. The Chalices I have to keep in. The Tideshaper I have to keep in because of that. I think I have to take out, like, Silvergill Adepts and maybe Borrower. Because I think everything else is, like... I mean, I guess it's possible, like, some number of Cursecatchers can come out here. Like, Borrower is okay, but... maybe this does come out. And keep this. They do play, like, Force... I don't know, it's difficult, but I think this is what we're doing. Alright, let's go. We have Null Rod here. I think this is fine. We'll keep this. You have Wasteland too, which is also nice. Which means the Aether Vial, unfortunately, is not really going to do anything. But I am going to play it just in case. Because at some point in the future, we might want to play this Tideshaper on an Urza Saga, so... Oh my god, please fucking name Aether Vial. That would be a gift. I cannot express to you how much... Yes! Playing the Vial was so good. Okay. Oh my god. Are they gonna, like, cannoneer me again? Jesus Christ. It might be happening. Okay, well, I'll take it up anyway. They have 5 things in play. They're not going to be able to get the blue mana for it, though, right? Oh, they didn't. They're not cracking those now either. Okay, well, we just have to hope this is enough to stop Cannoneer. No, they have the islands. We're fucked. We're so fucked. They're just gonna Cannoneer me now. Okay, sure. All right. Well, what do I do? They have, like, even if I Wasteland this, it doesn't really do anything. So I guess we're just playing True-Name and starting to race. Alright, well, they didn't Cannoneer us last turn, so maybe they won't have it now. But you can improvise with these artifacts on that, so that is very important. Okay, helpful. We might be able to outrace it now. I think we've got this. May as well cast it with the kicker just in case. Uh, okay, that just didn't do enough. They petty thefted it, but it didn't matter. Okay. I think that was fine. We just kind of have to do that again. All right. Let's go. Come on. Chalice and fuck, this is a lot. We only have 1 land. Honestly, though, I think that I'm willing to keep this. I have Force of Will here. I just need to get 1 land, and honestly, I'm playing this on 0 anyway. Okay, so it depends on what they play with this. Yeah, that's one of the things that we are absolutely not letting them fucking play. So they can't play any more 0s. Okay, that was good. And if we can get this recall off, like, it sends him back to the Stone Age, so that's nice. That's not great. I mean, yeah, it's a guy, he does a thing. And they might just throw away cards into Chalice just to get tokens now, so. That's not the end of the world, because we still have the recall to clean up this stuff. Now that's actually great. Let's not let them do this anymore. Okay. Yeah, this helps again, because now they'll lose like their entire board once we Hurkyls them, so. Alright, this is not the worst. Interesting, that's desperate. They're just looking for lands, I guess. Crucible Worlds, okay. That hurt a lot to play that. They don't have any lands in their graveyard though, so. Okay, well we just pass. They attack with the token, then we can just use Trickster to eat it. I mean, that's sort of okay. We really need that land, though. They're dismembering the Trickster? Oh my god. Okay, that's desperate. So basically, if we cast this recall, they just lose, right? Because they can't really use the tombs anymore. Okay, well that works. They have no cards in their hand. So, I still have a Chalice and 0, so that doesn't actually help you. They can't use the Ancient Tomb or they die, so they have access to what 1 mana. Alright, there we go. See, and that's how we do it. We have the hate cards to beat this. Chalice on 0 is devastating against them, Recall is devastating, and Null Rod is devastating. That is what I'm talking about. Because the Cannoneer deck is real. Like, it is very powerful and it has a lot of really scary cards for us, but we have enough cards packed in our main and our sideboard to deal with it. We are up against No Soup for You. Okay, I would love to play first. This is a great hand. We're going to keep this. We go Cursecatcher, or we go turn 1 Vial, and then we have, turn 2, we can potentially Wasteland something. Or if we draw Chalice, we might just play like Chalice in 1. We'll see. But this is usually a pretty good Yeah. They mulled to 6. Okay, that's fine. Their mulligans usually make stuff like Cursecatcher and Wasteland a lot better. So, I can live with that. Mountain. Okay. Monastery Swift Spear. This definitely is something. I think this is worth forcing. It looks like we might be up against Burn. The prowess creatures are always very difficult to deal with. You do have to watch out because if this is Burn, the Wasteland's probably not doing a lot for us. I'm going to play it, but there is a very good chance that we're not going to use it. Okay, there's Eidolon, but we have our Vial, so we're okay against that. So really, Chalice on 1 would be very helpful right now. That's actually pretty good, too. I really don't feel like taking any damage off this, so I'm just going to Trickster it. If they want to use a Burn spell and Trickster, that's fine. We have a pretty decent game against Burn. Burn usually has to pay a lot. They have to play a fair number of spells. So, okay, well, it doesn't matter if they bolt that. It means they're not bolting my face. Suspending a Rift Bolt, that's okay. I'm going to tick these both up just in case I draw True-Name Nemesis. See, look. You can't plan it any better than this. They're on 2 cards right now, and, like, they're going to hurt themselves off of this, too, so... The Eidolon is not going to hit me because of True-Name Nemesis, so... We have a Force of Will in case of, like, Fire Blast in the future. So this thing's going to attack me, and I'm going to just throw True-Name in front of it. Exquisite Firecraft cannot be countered here, so sure. They have 1 card left. Alright, it doesn't really matter. Lava Spike, I go to 9. That's fine. So we just put the Lord in, we just start racing them. They're on top decks, and we have 6 power in play, so it's a very good position to be in. That's fantastic. So we attack for 6 here. We have Silvergill to pitch to a Force just in case of emergency, but it seems very unlikely that they're going to draw out of this here, so... Main deck Exquisite Firecraft is pretty cool tech, though. If they just draw a land, they just lose, so... Like, okay, they drew a Bolt. I guess that's fine. Like, there's basically nothing they can draw this turn that makes a difference. They're going to 1. And there's nothing they can draw that's going to deal me 6 damage. Yeah. Mathematically, they were just dead. Excellent. Okay, so here, let's bring in Force of Negation. I don't think Brazen Borrower is it doesn't really help a lot. Chalice is actually very good. Harbinger definitely is okay. Tide Shaper is probably not very good here, so we want to put Chalice in 1. The Cursecatcher is a little bit better. I think we bring in Harbinger. Like, this looks pretty fine to me, because Harbinger can bounce like a Swift Spear off of a Vial. That's okay. They might have Ensnaring Bridge, but we do have two Otawaras, and so maybe, and we have Forces, so like I'm not that worried about it. They can play like a couple in the sideboard sometimes because of like Reanimator or like Show and Tell, because they want to put that in so Gristlebrand doesn't get a hit in. I think that this is probably fine though. Like, there's not really anything else I want to take out. Like, most of these cards are really good here, so. We're watching the master at work here. This hand's actually kind of poor. Like, I don't really like this. Wasteland's not doing anything in this matchup here. We have a bunch of lands. I think we can do better. This is a little bit better, but not by a lot. They might have something like Smash to Smithereens. So I'm going to keep both vials. I just don't think going to 5 is better here. You do have to be somewhat concerned about cards like Price of Progress, so playing like a bunch of unnecessary Wastelands is not always great. Just something to watch out for. Them having Swift Spear on turn 1 is pretty good, so what are you going to do? But at least we have a Vial down. Yeah, they have the Smash, so how did I know that? So we're going to take a bajillion damage this turn. I don't think they mulliganed, right? They kept 7. Yikes. Alright, well, it's not great, but I'm probably just putting Silvergill in front of this thing. I need to draw a land so I can get this True-Name out. Because once I get True-Name out, I'm not worried about this card anymore. Searing Blaze is the one I'm really concerned about. Okay, they have Vortex, so Vortex is going to turn off our forces here. Sure, I will block this. Okay, so Island for True-Name Nemesis. Wasteland for True-Name Nemesis is not particularly amazing. Well, really don't want to play this, but at the same time, I kind of need to. Question is, did they keep in Price of Progress? Like, we have 8 non, or we have 10 non-basics in our deck, which is not a lot compared to most decks. So I think it's a card they often will cut. I really want to play this Vial here, but the Wasteland is not doing anything other than casting this. The only consideration is if I am drawing, say, Island next turn, then I can play that and then play the True-Name off of that and keep Otawara for potentially bouncing this thing in the future. So I think I'm going to hope that they just don't price me. Because that's going to be a lot of non-basics. But at the very least, I hopefully will get True-Name out next turn so we can brick wall this thing a little bit. Okay, Chain Lightning. Okay. I'm not going to be doing anything with that. Okay, I mean, that could have been a lot worse. Well, I have to play the Otawara now, unfortunately, and this Force of Negation is... If we draw an island, it's theoretically castable. They might have No, if they have Pyroblast, it doesn't do anything, because I just made this uncounterable. So that might be what they were debating doing here, but Because yeah, their Pyroblast is never interacting with this thing, so that's probably a thing. Which would be interesting because if they had Pyroblast, they should have used it on Silvergill last turn. That would have been the play. Unless they're just gonna bolt me. Okay. Sure. I mean, we're not in a great spot. Like, this Vortex is very dangerous, but if we can get the island out, like, then Force of Negation can be hard cast at least, so. Okay, there's Eidolon. Well, that's not the worst. Okay, there we go. Now we're doing something here. So I think that I might actually want to attack right now. Because they can't block. I need to, like, start pressuring them. But I can Vial and Trickster. Probably tap down the Swift Spear. Actually, I might tap down Eidolon just to give myself more turns. That's gonna hurt them too, but the clock is so bad for me, though. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I have to tap this thing down. Just hope that they can't really cast anything here. I have to block. Like, that's not really an option. So they're going to Pyroblast, so this thing gets bigger. Well, I'm going to take 2 damage either way. It's not great. No, I'm actually not. Okay, because I did do this, so I can still block. Okay, so that did not turn out well for me. I had red elemental, red elemental. Oof. I'm at 2. I don't really have a lot of good options here. I'm going to 1 and I'm dead next turn. Nope. I am dead. Can't deal with the Vortex, so. I mean, yeah, we were on the draw. It was always going to be a challenge on the draw, so what are you going to do? I don't think I'm changing anything, though. I'm pretty sure we just run this back. Like, our draw was a little bit clunky, so that happens. Like, at any given point, if we found, like, Harbinger of the Tides, that could have helped a little bit, but I don't know. I know attacking with that True-Name looked very insane, but the thing is, like, we have to, like, start pressuring their life total hard, because if we don't, the Vortex is just going to kill us anyway. We can't afford to just not attack each turn because we're losing that race, so. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping this. We're going Vial into Chalice in 1. That's absolutely what I want to be doing. And if they smash this, then that's fine. They're not going to have smash for the Chalice. Or if they smash Chalice, then we just play another one. They don't have a 1-drop creature. That's also very good for us. Because we're turning off all the bolts. All the Pyroblasts. Okay. So if they just play like Eidolon, that's fine. We're not worried about that at all. It doesn't really do anything. I'm willing to take the damage here because I need to flood the board while they... Because we're going to put more creatures in play than they can handle. That's the plan. Shouldn't have anything on 0 for that to matter, so I just pass here. but this looks promising. Like, okay, the Vortex is not really helping. They're going to attack it. It's not going to do anything. I'm attacking, not them. Okay, it's fine. I do not need to tick this up right now. There we go. This is a very good board position for us. No 1-drops from them. We have a bunch of creatures in play, and they don't, so... There's not much they can do. Like, they're just gonna get wrecked. And we have Force of Negation up now, so we can hardcast it. No. Okay. I mean, we're not using that, but sure. Maybe if we draw a land next turn, that might matter. But here, now we're just pressuring. They're going to die to their own Vortex. Sure, Merfolk. There is definitely some consideration to playing Chalice on one here, but I think holding up Force is better, just in case they try something stupid like Fire Blasts. Yeah. Someone is playing Burn, yeah. So it might have been possible to win this match if I had forced Karn pitching the Hurkyl's Recall, but I mean overall, like, our list is still dominating pretty well. Like, none of these matches feel like they're unwinnable by any means. So, yes, Technomage. Somebody is playing Burn. Burn is usually a pretty good matchup for us, especially if you're playing Chalice in your main deck. Like, Chalice on 1 does devastate them pretty hard. Yeah, it is nice. That's like half of their deck they can't cast. Alright, we're 3-1, so that's excellent. We're just cruising here. This is easy mode. Well, we played Doomsday, we played Painter, we played Cannoneer, and we played against Burn. So what's gonna... Anybody want to bet on what the last match is going to be? Quickly. Alright, we're on the draw for this. This hand's fine. We're going to keep it. We'll see what they're up to here. They're going to keep 7. I'm going to keep 7. This Wasteland might be good. Urborg Thoughtseize. That's not a good sign. This means, is this like, I don't know if this tells me enough, but this is, I feel like this is a combo deck of some sort. They took Aether Vial. That's interesting. Okay, you know what? We gotta, like, do a quick think here. What decks actually play both Urborg and Thoughtseize in them? So... maybe Depths? This could be Pox. Which, if that's Pox, then that would make sense why they took the Aether Vial. So something like Smallpox could be happening next turn. I'm just wondering if maybe that's a reason that I should Wasteland this Urborg. But if this is like Dark Depths instead... No, but if this is Dark Depths, they definitely would have took Wasteland here, right? Because that's... Like, the Vial doesn't really matter versus them getting their combo online. So I am willing to bet that this is Pox because from them taking this. Yeah, I don't think that this is Depths. So I think I'm going to destroy their Urborg here. Because the risk of like getting smallpox next turn is just too great. Okay, duress. No, they have to take Chalice here, so I want to give myself a chance to like draw another Vial, but or maybe they just won't have a third land. Okay, well, this has to be Pox, right? I mean, it still could technically be Depths, but I think they're both. Okay, no, it's Dark Depths. All right, well, interesting. All right. So I guess we're just playing Silvergill Adept here. They know all the cards. All right. Well, they don't have another land. Okay, interesting. No, like, there definitely are depths lists that play like this. So it was either this or, like, the Smallpox deck. There was never a real question about that. The Force of Will is a good pickup here. I think here I play True-Name Nemesis. Looks like wastelanding them did help a lot, though. And Force might keep us from getting destroyed immediately. Expedition Map is definitely a card that I feel like I should be forcing. I don't want them getting another... I don't want them finding stage. Okay. We might actually just win this. That's a really big hit here, and they like if they can't like kill all of my creatures right now, they are just dead. Thoughtseize duress just wasn't it. Okay, all right, I gotta. So it's been a long time since I played against this version of this list, so I need to refamiliarize myself with it just a little bit quick. All right, so this one will play Vampire Hexmage. That's why they have Urborg here because they want their starts to go like Urborg into Urborg Thoughtseize, and then they want to play turn 2 Depths Hexmage, and then they can have their Merit Lodge for turn 3 attack kill you. So that's how this works. And they also have stuff like Dark Confidant and Pithing Needle, so we have to be careful about that. So, knowing that, like Harbinger, I guess is okay. It is very likely that they're maybe we need. I think we probably need like. Force of Negation feels like a card that we probably need. They do have like sweepers in the sideboard. I think like yeah, it looks like stuff like Massacre. They might have like Plague Engineers. There is yeah. They also can play like Leyline of the Void and like Helm of Obedience. So that's something to be considered. But this looks like this is a mono black list. Is there any... They have Urza Sagas here to help. That actually might be worth bringing in, because their main way of like trying to keep us from interacting with them is going to be Pithing Needle to turn off Wasteland. So there could be some value to bringing in Hurkyl's Recall just to like get rid of Pithing Needle. Dismember doesn't actually, like, it kills Plague Engineer if they have that. That's pretty much all it does. Like, I guess it also kills Dothy Voidwalker. Excuse me. I think the Voidwalker combos with Helm, doesn't it? I have 15 seconds. I gotta, like, really think about this. Okay, what do I... I don't like Cursecatcher. Alright, whatever. We submitted with 2 seconds left. I think this hand's not bad. So we probably, with this hand, just want to protect, like... If we can get Chalice in one, that will help a lot, I think. So, that's what I'm going with, I guess. But I mean, if they just, like, Thoughtseize me, there's not really a whole lot I can do about that. There's Urborg. Okay, sure. I'm not willing to protect the Chalice with the Force. Because they play, like, a lot of discard, so... This is gonna be an uphill battle. And, like, really what it's gonna come down to is if we can find Wasteland and keep it up, that'll help. But if they find Pithing Needle, they are definitely gonna needle the Wasteland, and that's our best interaction against them. It's difficult to say what they take here, but I think that they either take the Force or the Chalice, I think. Depends on what they're going to do on turn 2. They're going to go for, like, Hexmage in turn 2. I would definitely take the Force of Will. Yeah. Which does seem like that might be what the case is. Okay, well... Because here, if they just go Depths and into Hexmage, that's really bad for us. There's nothing we can really do about it. Okay, there's Stage. Dark Confidant. I mean, okay. That's actually sort of fine. This will turn off a lot of their stuff. They got another Urborg, which doesn't really help them. But they have the Stage, which is bad, because now, as soon as they find Depths, we are in trouble. But we do have Borrower, so... Okay, they're going to copy Swamp. Neat. We're not, like, straight dead yet. Actually don't know if they have a way to get rid of the Chalice. We're just playing Silvergill here, just trying to draw more lands. And we will definitely trade with Confidant if given the choice. This Chalice is not doing anything on 0, so... Dark Depths. Okay, well, we are now at the stage of the game where we are holding up Brazen Borrower. So we need to Petty Theft them. However, they can't take the Borrower with a discard spell because of the Chalice. So there's that. So they don't know that we have this card, and so they're probably not incentivized to play around it. Which means if they play Depth and they go for Merit-Lage, we actually might be okay. Because they will lose 2 lands for that. And they will not have a 20/20 at the end of that exchange. Drawing, I think Wasteland would be the best thing this turn. Because that lets us interact with them before... Yeah, like that lets us interact with Merit-Lage at instant speed, so... And they can't needle it. They might have... I think they have... No, I don't actually think they have Wastelands. They just play Urza Saga, so... Yeah, okay. So we might be okay here. So they play Depths. All right. If they just make an like Merit Lodge right away, that doesn't actually matter. Like Confidant is not attacking, so. All right, let's attack. See if we can incentivize them to do it right now. Because they're hurting their life total, so I want to hurt them as much as possible. Excellent. Okay. We are still in this, ladies and gentlemen. Now they are far away from doing this, right? Oh, they just revealed another Depths. Fuck. Alright, well. Now they're not far away from this, but what are you going to do? There are 2 turns. We have time. We can maybe draw something. There's a lot of spells they can't play, though, because they have a lot of 1-drops. Well, I really want to draw Wasteland here, so I am going to play Silvergill again. I don't need to. Also, I'm not sure if making Urborg an island would actually do anything. I think I can just do this now. There's not really a reason to dick around with this. I want to keep them on 2+ turns. Okay, so they have Eliminate. Sure. I have more creatures than they do. They're taking way more damage, so it's fine. Like, I could potentially keep Wasteland up and try to get them later, but I don't want to risk something going wrong and that not working, so I'm just taking the safe line of just killing Dark Depths right now. Because this keeps them, again, at least 2 turns away from making a Merit Lodge. Okay, so, again, I don't think Confidant's attacking. They might, or they could eliminate Silvergill here, but they're just discarding. That's fine. They know I have a Lord. They discard Pithing Needle. Excellent. Okay. Also, and Technomage, I don't know if you remember, we have this Chalice of the Void on 1, so we're not playing these Tide Shapers. I'm sorry. But what we are going to do here is play Lord of Atlantis. They'll use Eliminate to kill it, and we'll just, yeah, like, we still get in 4 damage, so. Like, I know that the Lord is probably going to eat the removal spell here, but that's fine. Like, we only actually have 2 useful cards right now. But that's fine, because they only have, like, 1 useful card here. And it's costing them life every turn. So, I expect this to die. They might consider blocking with this at some point. But I have to imagine their hand is, like, 7 bad cards. Or, they could have, like, Plague Engineer, and they're just worried about Lord of Atlantis. But I think if they had Plague Engineer, they would have played it last turn. Because they knew about this card. So they could have just killed off both of these then. But I think Confidant's getting close to the point where it's going to block. Which is okay, because then I'll just play like another Lord or Harbinger. Which is fine. Yeah, they're trying to decide, like, figure out, is 8 life enough? They also have to be concerned about stuff like Merfolk Trickster tapping this thing down on an inopportune turn, where they might expect that they're going to get to block with it, and they're actually not. So, I don't know. They're going to risk it to get the biscuit. Okay. Alright, they're going for, what do you find? Dothy Voidwalker. That's not really helpful. Voidwalker is dangerous to them. It has Shadow. So I guess we do have to be worried if they have like Helm of Obedience. Because Voidwalker might be a way to win the game. But so I don't know if they would bring that in for this match. Like, I think they would normally be pretty confident that their Merit Lodge plan is already good enough against us. But if they like play Voidwalker here, they're not blocking. Like, so I play Lord, I attack for 6. They have to block. They go to 3, and then they're like dead the following turn. So unless they, yeah, I don't know how they do this otherwise. Okay, Hex Mage. So maybe now Chalice is a thing. So they might. Okay, so they're gonna do that so they can play something. Oh fuck, what's going on here? They're gonna play for 3. Map, and they're gonna crack it. All right. Well, I don't think this changes our plan. I think that we're still just playing Lord and attacking. I can play Tide Shaper now as well. Like, I still don't think... I don't see how they're going to win this game. Yeah, with... Like, I'm just trying to think, like, is there... There could be some reason to maybe replay the Chalice on one. If I put Tide Shaper out, replay Chalice, they go to 4, and then they're still like, I think then they're still taking enough damage to die the next turn. So, but then they won't be able to play more 1-drops. So. No, Tide Shapering the Urza, it doesn't really do anything. No, or they'll be able to block with it. Yeah, you're right. I guess my only concern is if they have a bunch more removal in their hand. I don't want to let them play it. They might have a blocker, though. So if I do play the Chalice, it means I can't play both Tide Shapers. Whereas, you know what? Here's an option. I could just play both Tide Shapers as like 1/1s, or I could play one, blow up Urza, and then, yeah, just play the other one as a 1/1. That's probably fine. Alright, well, I don't think we're playing Lord this turn, then. Oh, shit. I totally fucked up. I was supposed to make mana with this first. God damn it. Alright, well, that was a punt. That really could hurt here. Alright, well, I might still win anyway, but that was bad. God damn it. So now they can just play more removal spells on my creatures. Come on, Magicus, you're so close. You just had to tap that for mana. I didn't realize I had the other Otawara in play for some reason, so I didn't tap it for mana first. That was a punt. I should get like a punt counter for this channel. That definitely was a screw up. Like, there was a lot of ways to probably like ensure victory that turn, but that definitely was not one of them. Okay, Massacre, sure. If that's all they have, then that's like not that bad. Yeah, they do just have a hand of removal. They're probably going to Pithing Needle Wasteland now. Yep. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, well now I think he probably can't win. Because he already burned the Massacre, so... So they needs to have, like, another Massacre. Because if he doesn't, like, he's just gonna die. Or I guess, like, an Edict would work. I don't think that's gonna work, though. No! He has one card left. Alright. I'm gonna play a little bit more carefully now because of this Voidwalker. Yes, Vial plus Chalice here. What are they gonna play? Okay, they play True-Name Nemesis. I don't think... I guess that works, sort of. Oh god, now... Alright, now we're in trouble. Okay, how do we do this? I think I'm playing... Now, if I play Lord of Atlantis, I think it's fine because he still can't really attack me. And I'm not really worried about Merit Lodge either. I do have Harbinger and Trickster to stop Merit Lodge from killing me. Okay. Well, True-Name can't really attack, so... Okay, this is fine. I have lethal in play for next turn. Just Trickster can tap down the Confidant. And, oh, they're just gonna die to their own Confidant at this rate, so... That's scary for them. Alright, we win. Tapping down Confidant was enough. Alright, well, we went 4-1. And to be honest, I think that the one match we lost probably was winnable. We took a different... If we countered Karn, so... I mean, look at this. This list is fucking crushing everything. And that was a perfect example of a match where, like, Mutavault would do absolutely dick nothing to that deck, whereas Wasteland is ridiculously crushing to that deck. And... yeah, because Wasteland keeps us alive against the Dark Depths. So, yeah, beautiful. Deck did exactly what it needed to do. Yeah, and we look, Chalice was actually really good here. Tideshaper, really helped. Because Tideshaper helps us kill off Urza Saga, which is a pretty big deal against a lot of decks. So, I mean, I can't really do anything but sing the praises of this 75. Like, it's pretty nice. Like I said, maybe you could, like, adjust the graveyard hate in the sideboard, but I think overall, like, this is just really strong, and it has definitely been putting up the results, so I'm happy with it. I'm going to keep jamming this list until, something really drastic changes, because it's got game against basically everything, and that's what I want. I want to have a list that is not dead in a matchup, so that way I can leverage my experience, And sometimes, that means if you're relying on your experience, then when you lose, then it's on you. So like the one match we lost was kind of on me, but at least I can say the deck didn't fail that one. So the 75 is exactly where it needs to be, I think. I love it. Wasteland definitely belongs in this deck. Don't let anybody tell you differently. It's absolutely a Merfolk card here. So yeah, that's all I've got for today. I hope that you enjoyed this. We've continued to see more success with this, so it's fun. I don't really have a lot to say about it except that it's obviously doing what it's supposed to. It's good. So all right, we're gonna go find something else to watch now. I have no idea who is playing and doing what here. I think I see some Pioneer stuff. I don't know if there's a lot of Legacy going on at the moment. So, let me see if I can find something quick that we can go watch. Oh, you know what? The Legacy Pit is on. What are they doing? Oh, they're watching replays, right? So, yeah. Is that I think I don't know. Let's go check that. We'll go see what's going on with them. All right. Sure. Why not? I got to actually play against one of them in Philly, so that was kind of fun. Tower of the Magistrate. Okay, what exactly does that do? Hold on. We're gonna read what this card does. Target creature gains protection from artifacts until end of turn. It is a land, so I don't know how that would actually really help though, because like our problem is not necessarily that we're losing in combat to artifacts. The problem is mostly like Kappa Cannoneer, because it's unblockable whenever they play their artifact. So we can't really interact with it outside of Hurkyl's Recall, and I don't think it's going to help that at all. And there's not really like I guess you could use it against like a construct token, but I feel like we're already really good against them. Like Tide Shaper is killing off sagas, Trickster is already killing off the tokens, like Borrower can bounce the tokens, so I don't know if it does anything really relevant. Yeah, it seems okay, but like I don't know if it fits in this deck all. You can target germ tokens, okay, to stop them from getting equipped. Alright, that's fair. You could do that. But again, like we already have a lot of cards that are really good against that stuff. Like Brazen Borrower, for instance, is already there. So, I don't, and I don't really want to change my mana base. I think this mana base is already like exactly what I want here. 10 basic islands. So we have our 16 blue sources to cast our blue spells in turn 2, and yeah, I don't want to add more colorless to it. That's too much colorless, and like then you start to become inconsistent, and we don't really want to do that. So all right, let's go and check out what the Legacy Pit is doing. All right, everybody, thank you for being here today. I really appreciate it. So if you are watching on the replay on YouTube, please give this a thumbs up. That's all I ask. And, you could subscribe. That would really mean a lot to me. I don't ask for your money. I just ask for your love and attention. That's it. That's all I want. So, thanks for hanging out. I will see you again next week. Take it easy, everybody. And